News 19 Sports Report is sponsored by Lexington Medical Center, #1 hospital in the Columbia metro area.
All right, back here on News 19, talking Gamecock football. Shawn Elliott recently met the media to discuss his return to Columbia as the new tight ends coach and run game coordinator in another life. Shawn was the offensive line coach for Carolina from 2010 to 2016. For the past 7 seasons, he's been the head coach of Georgia State down in Atlanta, but his family stayed back here in Columbia, so it's safe to say that Shawn made numerous drives up and down I-20 to see his family, to see his kids play sports at AC Flora High School because, well, after all, it's family first for the Elliots.
Depending on where my son was in his sports career, if he was playing middle school ball, we would practice in the morning. He would have a game at 5 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, I'd be like, hey, guys, Max playing at 5. I'm out. See y'all. And I would get in the car and I'd drive back here. I'd watch Creighton Middle School play football, my son Max play, and get in the car and drive back to Atlanta that night and be in the for the meetings and the practice the next day. And if it was my daughter, if it was cheerleading for her, then, those cheerleading competitions, they last forever, but the actual stunning and cheerleading only lasts for about 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So if it was something that was going on at Irmo High School or wherever it might be, I would show up for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I'd give her a clap, a hug, and a kiss, and we'd all love one another. And hell, I'd get in the car and drive back to Atlanta. Let's just say I bought a new truck a couple of years ago, and I've got, let's see, in 2021, I think I've got 110,000 miles on my truck. So I was back and forth quite a bit. Sometimes I'd come back 2 times during the week. But I'd do it, and I did it because that was what I was supposed to do.
Well, now that Shawn is back living at home here in Columbia, he's able to be a very present husband and father. Not that he wasn't before, but let's be honest, it's much easier to fulfill that role when you're, well, living at home as opposed to living 3 hours away in another state, in another area code, when you're trying to run the day-to-day operations of a Sun Belt Conference football program.
But just being back here, it's incredible. The relief, knowing that, whether or not I get to look at or speak to them before they go to school, but knowing they're going to be home at night and I'm going to walk in that door and the same thing. And, there's situations at home that you got to take care of. The heat went out, I think, Thursday night when I got back, and my wife says, you're dealing with that. I've dealt with it for the last 7 years. It's time for you to call somebody. But it's just a really nice feeling.